Hey, it's your boy Rodney Woods, Penn Global News, May the 7th, 2025. Oh my God, it's been some challenges this year. I know we had a couple of shows in the past. I'm happy to be back here today to talk to you, all the small businesses, all the untapped entrepreneurs, all the mid cap businesses, and even the businesses that are doing very well but still need help. In this economy, a lot of things have changed in the last 30 days, pretty much. But I'm here today and happy to be here today because you can see me and hopefully you can hear me and hopefully I'll be able to see you and hear you. So that's a blessing to be here today to bring you all of this news and share with you where things really are in this economy. Now, obviously, we got a lot of things going on in society with the new administration. A lot of things have changed. Things are changing very rapidly. Companies are going away. Big box companies are going away, and I'll share that with you guys here in a little bit. But I'm basically here today to say, hey, you're not out here by yourself. We're still here with Playbook Investors Network or PN Community to help you further, your efforts in growing your business and getting to that next level. Challenges when it comes to access to capital or access to contracts. So I'm gonna keep it 100 as I always do. I've been doing this for a long time. For all of you who do know me, know I'm passionate about changing the landscape of how we operate, how we work, how we coexist in our businesses, and how we need to do a lot more to bring our businesses to another level. Because right now, in this economy, access to capital is going to be tough. It's going to be really, really, really tough if you don't have all the things in your back office button up, in your financial makeup. It's just going to be really, really tough. But what I will tell you for all the businesses out here today that's really looking to gain access to capital, there are a lot of things that we must do as a business. And I'm going to clearly state you got to be very transparent, very communicative about your business. We don't always know what's going on in your business, but you know what's going on in your business because it's what you do on the day to day. So when it comes time to really speak about or talk about or show your financials, you got to do those things. You got to be very transparent and understanding that you are trying to gain access to capital. Either A, you have great relationships, you have good banking relationships, or the private equity market, or the venture capital market, or the family offices. And if you do so, that's wonderful. That's great. That means you may not need us, you may not need anybody else because you got good relationships. But for those who don't, transparency is everything to help you gain access to capital. And you have to be transparent about the things that go on in your business because sometimes we're not in your business on the day to day. So transparency is everything. And I'll be a little bit more open about it. If you're looking for capital and you're looking for 2 million, 5 million, a half a million, whatever that number is, you gotta let the manager know that I've had some challenges in my back office financially, or we've lost a client, or we filed a BK, or we got some liens against our company, or we haven't been able to pay our bills because that's why we're trying to access capital. But you gotta say those things. If you got a loan from somebody, it's a $300,000 or $500,000 loan, disclose it. Just tell the truth about it. Don't let us go find out about it. Like, why you didn't tell us that you had $300,000, $500,000 already taken out, and you defaulted on it? So you gotta be transparent. Those things are gonna pop up, and don't think for 1 minute that the lending side of things isn't going to find out. They're going to find out. If you struggling, and we all know everybody struggles here and there, but if you got capital needs and you got bad credit, say it. It's okay that you have bad credit. It's okay. It's not like that's the end of everything. You can't get no capital. No, we just got to clean it up, and we got to be transparent about that. So transparency, everything to business. All the services that you need for your business, ladies, guys, we got to pay for some of those services. You need a company to come in here and do your bookkeeping, do your advertisement, your marketing, your social media. You need somebody to do that. So yes, you have to pay for some of those things so that you can get everything in order so that you can actually get more clients or you can actually gain access to capital. And if you know me, I've always said access to capital, access to contracts, and that's really nothing else besides the things that you need to purchase. If you need to buy human capital, meaning people, if you need to hire people, human capital, you got to pay for that. You need capital for that. If you say, hey, we got capital, we good, we just need more contracts, that's on the procurement side. You need a team that's working on your day-to-day, trying to get you more procurement opportunities in the industries that you serve. Or if it's the B2C model and you're trying to drive consumers, you need people to help you drive the consumers to your brands so that you can actually turn a profit. So that's what that's all about. Communications, man. A lot of times we just don't want to communicate to each other. Networking is a part of communication. Communication is a part of telling the CPA this or the accountant this or telling your marketing team this or your social media team this. Be engaged, be communicative so that people understand exactly what is it that you need to be successful in your business. How are you going to scale your business? How are you going to get to the next level? So you got to be able to communicate. I've always said my little old saying, hey, closed mouth will not get fed. It won't. If you don't open your mouth and talk about things, sometimes people don't know that you have a challenge or that you have a need. So you got to communicate about things as it relates to your business. I didn't say you got to talk about your family, your friends, all this other stuff. But when it comes to your business, you're trying to gain access to capital or contracts, you got to talk, communicate. All right. So this is all about startup businesses that need help to extract what's in your brain to put it on paper so you have a business plan. If you're trying to get some money to help you get started with a business or somebody believes in what you're doing to help you with money to start your business, you have a business plan. So for all you young, untapped entrepreneurs trying to get to the next level, yes, you see a lot of stuff online. You can go to seminars, you can go webinars, you can get in different groups. You can do a lot of things to find out exactly what you need. You hear people say you need an LLC or you need a S Corp or you need a C Corp or you need all these things. If you're a nonprofit or 501c3, you just got to have the right tools to get started so that you do not fail. There's a lot of businesses that's failed, because you weren't educated enough to understand what you really need and how you need to actually stay in the game. So let's dig in and get educated on what you need. So for the untapped entrepreneurs, a lot of things you need, because one, you're going to build a business. Two, you're going to try to take that business to the next level. And either that's you and the people that you hire or people to help you, grow or scale that business. So you want to have the right tools to get there. You don't want to go through all the things that a lot of other businesses have gone through, or you've seen other companies go through, or even if it's a competitor, they've probably gone through some of the things that, you don't need to go through if you saw those things, or you're talking to somebody to have an understanding. What do I need to do to grow this business? How do I get to the next level? How do I get my product out? Right now, products are being sold online. There's still a lot of physical play as far as people, walking into a company and purchasing a product, but a lot of stuff is online. So the digital play is here. Social media is here. If you don't have those type of things right now, it might be hard to scale. So if you're trying to drive consumers to your brands, or you're a school trying to drive new students to your school, and you have a special niche at your school. People need to know what you have so they can bring their kids to your school. But they didn't know that your school existed because you're not talking about what you have. So there's a lot of things and this is simplistic things, and a lot of times we make it very complicated, but you got to have those things to get to the next level, to attract the people, to your product, to your brand, to your school, to to your shoes, your new sweater, your new glasses, or whatever. That's why they use a lot of influencers and things like that. So all that takes money, capital. Just so y'all know, cash, capital, same thing. So you're either gonna get it from the bank, you're gonna get it from a friend or family, or big brother, big sister, whatever, mom, dad, or you're going to get it from private equity, VC, micro lenders, family offices, that type of stuff. So be mindful of the capital that you're trying to get. And if you don't know what that is, you might want to learn pretty quick, because either you're going after debt capital, which is money that 9 times 10 you're paying back to a bank or someone, or you're going after equity capital. Somebody's going to be your partner. And you want to make sure that it's a good fit for you, that partner is not only helping you to scale a business from a financial standpoint because they're giving you money because they believe in you to get to coming to the next level. As people believe in me and gave me money to do what I'm doing today, and I have to return it. At some point, whenever that return point hits, I have to return the money. So you have an equity partner, but they are part of your company, and they have an equity ownership position in your company, or they got a board seat and all those type of things. So just got to really, really be mindful. But at the end of the day, let's streamline some of the things that we're doing, and you don't have to be all over the place. Have people to help you, and you do need to pay for those services that need to be rendered to you to grow and scale your business. So let me talk a little bit about Playbook Investors Network, which is an educational tool to educate you on how to gain access to capital or contracts, but using a lot of subject matter experts from various industries. Every industry, if it's automotive, if it's healthcare, if it's pharmaceutical, if it's oil and gas, if it's food and beverage, if it's convenience stores, C-stores, if it's, the financial industry, if it's accounting, marketing, advertising, social media, all of those industries are some things that you can get into as a business, but you want to know exactly how to navigate that space. So you really need to interact with subject matter experts, people who've been in the industry, people who have had businesses in the industry. Network, talk to them. Go to some of the seminars, or the meet and greets and stuff like that. Just do those things so you can get a little bit more education. So you don't. It's so much education out here now, and it's so available online. You can get it anywhere, but do you really know what to look for? And that's sometimes a problem because there's a lot of information. But if you get with a group, if it's Playbook Investors Network, if it's another group, utilize that group to network and understand, what is it that you did to scale and grow your business in this space. So you don't have to really reinvent the wheel. You just got to have the right people to help you scale and grow. And you have to, and I'm going to keep reemphasizing, stop going away from trying to get everything free. I know you want it free. Can't get everything free. Sometimes it makes you a little nervous. You get it free, might not get good stuff. You pay for it. Typically, you should get what you're paying for, but you too should pay attention to it. So I'm saying, just pay for the services. You got to get the services to help you continue to scale and grow. So there is, and I would say this, I want to make sure I do this right, because there are a lot of businesses that have closed. I'm going to try to pull this up so that I can share with you all in case you don't know. Hey, everybody's in trouble right now with the new administration. So here it is. Let me find it right quick. I want to share with you a lot of the closings on a lot of the stores, the big box stores that have closed up. And here they are. Let's see here. some of the stores, believe it or not, is kind of crazy. Um, in 25, Forever 21 has closed all its stores. Forever 21 is shutting down all the stores, right? Party City, for some of you, people have gone to Party City to get things for your kids and stuff, closing. Big Lots, closing. All the stores are closing. Hooters, loved Hooters, closing. Dollar General Store, closing. These are Joanne Fabrics and Crafts, closing. It's just crazy. I mean, and these are companies that's been around for a while with a lot of stores in our cities. Walgreens Pharmacy, closing. 500 stores. Kohl's, where you go shop at, dozens of stores closing down. I told you Family Dollar is closing down. 350 stores are closing. When you go get your auto parts, Advanced Auto Parts, closing hundreds of stores. Macy's, closing. That's crazy. So these are big companies that are shutting its doors because of the economy. The administration has changed a lot of things. When we started talking about, DEI and all the federal government stuff, and then all the grants that were available at some point for small minority woman-owned government businesses aren't available. So I'm saying to you, and you don't have to take my word for it, but if you don't get your company right, structure right, the right financial people in your company and the right people help you to scale your company, you might not have a company. If these are big companies with big money and public money behind it and they're closing, they might want to tell you something, right? There's a lot of things going on. So I would always challenge every business, untapped entrepreneurs, growing concern companies, whether you're small or mid-cap companies. It's time to get it right. And I echo this because it's really, really time to get your business right. And the things that you really need to help you scale and grow that business is going to be capital. If you getting capital, that capital is for two things for sure. For you to purchase the right people, which we call human capital, or for you to buy the equipment that you need to make these headphones or these glasses or this sweater or the microphone or the computer or the lights or the car you drive every day or the clothes you put on every day or the toothpaste, the toothbrush, the brush you comb your hair with or brush your hair with. Hey, all those things are made. Everything you eat, made. Every condiment that you use is made. Somebody's making it. So money is for the human capital or the equipment that you need to make those products. All the things that you need when we talk about services, that's what capital is for. Buy your services, your social media group, your marketing group, your advertising, your digital marketing group. We got a new client, a new partnership company, 12 a.m. Use them. Digital marketing. Get you out on the social media track. If you don't have like someone to answer all your calls and your phones for everything that you need to really know what you need, we have a service for that too now. So you don't really, and I'm not saying that, I don't want to take away from social impact for you hiring people, but if you can use tools that's going to help you scale and grow your business, and you can utilize that tool for an answering service for all your needs to tell them where you are, what you need, where you're going, get you the right person within that company, hey, use it. And we'll talk about that as well. So there's a lot of things, and I keep saying this, capital is for two things: human capital and your equipment. Everything in between that, things that you pay for, things that you got to buy, things you got to purchase, the equipment that you got to utilize, that's what that's for. Okay, now y'all finna piss y'all off a little bit. It's not for you to go buy a new car. Nope, it's not for you to buy a new house. It's not for you to go pay off all the debt that's not a part of that company. Nope, it's not for that. So you got to do right. So it's time to get everything right. It's time to get everything right in your business. I know it's a struggle in trying to grow a business. It does take capital to grow a business. It takes the right people sometimes to help you grow that business. And you want to deploy money into the people who believe in your business. They're going to work it like you work it. And keep this thing going, right? Wow. So when we start talking about keeping the business going and we got kids, all right, succession plans. If the business takes a hit or something happens to you as the owner, who's going to continue to run this business and pay that money back? That's important. Succession plan, right? Keep what we talk about, key man insurance policies and stuff like that on the owner or the person who's a key person in the company. Those things you have to talk about. And I know we don't think about it. We don't think about like anything's gonna happen to me, but COVID showed all of us that things could happen, right? And just life in general. If you don't get up and take care of yourself, it ain't gonna get them to take care of you. So things happen. So you got to do the right things. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of your business. If you got kids and they want to be a part of the business, they need to know the business, understand the business, or you're going to train other people to be successors in your business. So it's some definitely trying times right now. I want to tell you, don't worry about what you see on TV. Don't worry about what the administration is doing. You got to keep going. What are you going to do by getting mad at what the president's doing to the economy? Hey, let's get better. Let's bring dollars together. Let's recycle money together. Let's really do business with each other and take it to another level. And then nobody can really knock you down or take you off of what you've already built. But you got to do these things. You got to be like on point with these things. You don't want to have missteps now that, you now losing your company because of missteps. Investing public don't want to take risk. I mean, risk is associated with every dollar that's ever given to you. And we know that, whether it's your friends or family, your mom, dad, whomever, or the investing public. Yeah, it's a risk. I have an investor. I got a fiduciary responsibility to get my money back to my investors. And my main investor, Tracy McGrady, he's going to be upset with me if I never get him his money back. Of course. And I understand that, but you got to stay in the game. If you quit and you go away, you let everybody down, even the people who believed in you. So, and the investing public who believe in you as the business owner for you to keep it going. So you gotta do it right. And listen, I'm not saying that I'm right about every single thing that I say. This is my personal opinion. This is my business opinion. This is what I've seen over the last 20 plus years of being on the ground working with, small minority woman-owned government businesses or LGBTQIA businesses, anything that's looking for money, we try to figure out a way to help you gain access to capital. Because if you're in Dallas or you're in Nashville, Tennessee, my hometown, or you're in California, do you actually know the investors? If you're in California, you know the investors in Texas? No, probably not. Do you know the investors in Alabama? Probably not. If you're my boy in Vegas, Jeff Tinsley and others, and y'all in Vegas, do you know the investors in Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida? No, probably not. So that's why I would talk about communication, networking, and understand or get with companies like PN or other companies like us that's trying to bring you to an investing public you never ever seen before and they never saw you before. That's what this is all about. But if you don't take the time to network or communicate, you might just miss an opportunity. And we always say, and I give my boy credit all the time, JT, somebody tells you no, okay, next opportunity. Keep moving. Keep moving. It's the next opportunity. You keep going. You don't just get upset and you just quit. Nah, you just keep going. Same thing in sports. The same, you relate sports to business. Keep going. Why do we call this thing Playbook? We want to run a play for you to be able to exit your business, grow your business, scale your business, sell your business, the whole nine. But we got to keep recycling dollars in our own communities. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. And that's tough. We're not doing it. I know that Jaylen Brown, Jason Kidd, and others, many, many, many others want to do their things. They want to do Black Wall Street. They want to do businesses in, Kentucky or Florida, Alabama. And it don't have to be, just Black owned business. It's every business. But you want to have a social impact that you can do something like what 50's doing down in Louisiana, Baton Rouge. You want to be able to do those things. But I don't know what it is about us and not want to talk and communicate with each other, and let's help each other get to another level that we can shop and we can take care of families and we can do the things we want to do now because you have liquidity, cash. Oh, by the way, not cash. You're going to have it on your cards now because everything now they want to see the digital currency. So you're going to put that money somewhere. So now you have digital currency because that's where society's at. Now, I'm not going to get into all the nuts and bolts, Bitcoin and all that other stuff. I'm not the expert on that. So I'm not going to try to tackle that. That's a whole nother thing. And if you're an expert on it, God bless you. Stay in it. And I hope you do well, But right now, I'm talking about just you as a business and you trying to gain access to capital, or you're trying to gain access to contracts where you can still scale and grow and provide jobs for other people. Jobs. I just shared with all of you who are listening or viewing this podcast, PN Global News, that there are a lot of stores and a lot of buildings, a lot of plants, a lot of manufacturing because of tariffs and everything shutting down. People are coming out of corporate America, and you don't really want to work in corporate America. You want to be an entrepreneur. So if you want to become that entrepreneur, get engaged. Get in where you can understand all the things you need, and don't just take shortcuts. It'll kill you every time. It really will. So this is an entrepreneur society, and nobody wants to work for nobody. Everybody wants to do their own thing, and I get it. I totally get it. And that's what you want to do. Let's be successful at it. Let's do the things we need to do to get the business to the next level. Let's hire the people you need to hire to get you to the next level. Because you can't, I know we don't like to say it because this is my baby. I understand it. But you can't be everything to everybody. You can't be in every door 24/7. You can't be in every city and state every day. You can't. Yeah, I mean, you're human, right? We got AI now, but you as a person, you're human, and you're not going to be able to, and I shouldn't say that. So let me strike. I'm not going to say you can't. If you want to do it, do it. If you want to go to 10 cities a day and 3 or 4 states a day, cool, go do it. I've done it in the past myself just to understand what it's like. Right. But at the end of the day, I say that you want to do the things that you need to do to grow your business. You need to do the things that you need to do for the people who believe in you and working with you and for you. You need to do the right things for your customer base, right? So they continue to buy your products or buy your services and things like that. So always, always, always understand, just communicate. Communicate, be transparent about a lot of things. And if you don't have it, you can't do it, say you can't do it. Just be transparent about it. That goes a long way. Even if you got to pay the money back and you can't pay it back, at least be honest and tell them. Let them understand that you definitely trying. And Lord knows I've been through that too, So you got to do those things. So probably a lot of things I like to touch on. I didn't want to stay on here really, really, really long. I didn't want to be long-winded. We get ready to bring the show back, here in the next couple of weeks. We'll probably go every 2 weeks and do the PN Global News Show. We will have true subject matter expert who's been in the industry for years to share their knowledge, their ups, their downs, the do's and don'ts, because I think that's very warranted for any company that's in those spaces. We want, subject matter experts to really share their thoughts with you to help you. I don't think nobody wants to see you fail. They don't. People who give you money don't want you to fail. They want you to get a return to them. So, it's that thing where you got to have it too in yourself. You got to want to drive it yourself. You got to keep driving. You just don't quit, don't give up. You just got to keep moving, keep it going. But it's a tough time. It's a tough time, and there's no questions about it. Um, when we see, and I'm gonna hit this just for a second. When we think about influencers, which means a lot to our society today. People follow different people for various reasons, and if you're on, Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on LinkedIn on the business side of things, more importantly on the business side of things. But if people you follow or people you check that box because you want to follow that person because they mean something to you, or they're telling you something that you want to follow and learn more about, or you want to hear more about it or whatever, then do those things, but make it impactful, right? Make it work for you. I'm not saying that you can't follow things as, crazy, silly, the TikTok stuff and all that. Even TikTok is teaching you things. So everything is kind of relevant. But if you're a business, get engaged with the things that's going to help you for real with your business, because it's tough to hit those mistakes and come out of it. It's really, really tough. And I know that you put a lot into your business, your money, black folks, we put everything into it. You sell kids, everything else to keep this business going. And we will. I joke about it, but you will. Because this is it. This is your baby. But sometimes you gotta be prepared to take it to the next level. Somebody can come in and take it to another level for you. So sometimes CEOs of companies got to step aside a little bit and let people help you scale the business. Yeah, you built it, but you got to move sometimes to let other people help you get that business to the next level. Some things they see a little different from what your lens see and what you've been doing all this time. So I just, I champion that a little bit because I too had to do the same. I have people to do different things, right? Yes, I know my business. I do. I'm in it every day, 7 days a week. And I'm not saying it's the best thing to do, but I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up because I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in everybody around me until you prove me otherwise. But at the end of the day, this will help people scale. This is, a passion, true, but it's also a business. And we had to see ways that we can actually help people who can't get help. And there's a lot of you guys and ladies say, I don't know how. And I know you don't want to publicly say it, but you got to be transparent about it, right? So you're trying to get your business to another level. I don't care if you're an athlete entertainer. I don't care if you're a person with a whole lot of liquidity. True. It's just if you don't know, sometimes you gotta be able to say, I don't know. And I'm looking for somebody to help me do A, B, C, and D. And that's cool. Nothing's wrong with that. Nobody's going to poke fun at you and like, man, you got this big old business. You didn't know that? That's a lot. Believe me, it's a lot you don't know. Trust me. And I don't want to dig deep on all the financial things we really truly don't know, but a lot. I will say that it's a lot. But at the end of the day, we're still here, and not just us. Others are here to help you. You got all type of platforms out there to talk about, financial literacy, which I think is probably the most important thing. Just to peek over into what's happened in your NIL, and a lot of people get in that space. But if we don't teach all these kids and I'm not saying it's your responsibility, I'm talking about the people who are in that space. If we're not teaching them about their taxes, their money management situations, might be a disaster. And that's just the truth. I see, Dion doing his part with his kids and other coaches doing things with their kids. And I commend that because making a lot of money now in college and setting up a business and being able to provide for your family, whether you make it to the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, and so on and so forth, or become an Olympian or whatever, it's going to be tough. Tough. And that money will vanish. And there, yeah. You got a lot of people want to be with you because you got it. But at the end of the day, you got to do right. You got to have a plan. You got to manage the money right, and you got to do the taxes. I'm just telling you what I know. And I will show you what I know because this is what we're doing. This is what we've been building to help the businesses, to bleed over into other financial places, financial literacy type opportunities to just get people educated on the process of what they need to have. I'm not coming on a podcast, and like I say, anybody know me, I've been doing this for a long time, so it's not like I'm gonna just start it. I started yesterday, and I'm just doing it for the money. Everybody wants to make money, so why is that a problem? Everybody wants to make money. Everybody needs to make money so that you can buy things and take care of your family, true enough, and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, it's still about coming together. It's not about, Rodney or Penn just making money. No, it's about all of us making money. It's about recycling dollars with each other. That's what it's about. I, I don't know a better plan than to be able to recycle dollars and help somebody else, help another company, help this other person. Just do it. And it bleeds over state to state to state, city to city to city to city, including international. It does. But you got to be able and you got to want to do those type of things. And I'm not saying it's for everybody. I'm not saying that at all. So my personal opinion. One of the last things, well, I don't say the last thing, but one of the things I do want to say is partnerships. Sometimes partnerships are not bad for you as a business. Sometimes you got to partner up to go get bigger business. If you do see all these big companies going away, there's some challenges, some problems and stuff. But sometimes you do need a partner. Yes, I talk about human capital. You need to hire people in your company, but I'm talking about partnerships with a company that does something similar to what you do, that you guys or you ladies can partner and go to other levels. So look to partner with certain companies. Competition is always going to exist because everyone want to make money. When you talk about, and for all of you out there in the public who doesn't or do not know about the $1 Billion Roundtable, there's a group, and I challenge any of you, you can go out and Google it, right? $1 Billion Roundtable. The $1 Billion Roundtable is like the NBA championship, the NFL championship, the Major League Baseball championship, because they wanted to be spending over $1 billion, right, with businesses that's their suppliers, so that they can say, hey, I'm spending $1 billion with people in the community that buy my products and services. That's like a championship ring. So if we got all these publicly traded companies, and don't take it just from me, but go look. But if we got all these publicly traded companies and some of the ones are going away and DEI is going away, we're still buying your products and services. And I'm not saying me, I'm saying everybody. We're buying products and services, but you're buying it from these companies. And they want to be able to say that they're giving back to the community because you're buying their products and services. And if we get over $1 billion in spend with these suppliers, that's a social impact for our community. Damn, I get a championship ring. I'm spending over $1 billion with minority businesses and woman-owned business, the whole nine. But if we can do better than that too. So that's my statement, on that. And I know we got to do better, publicly traded companies or big companies, because we're buying your products and services. So forget about DEI. Okay, cool. I know I'm going to get crushed with that. I'm not saying that forget about it like that in that context, but I am saying if you're a business, keep going. If it's not DEI, you're a good business, you going to that corporation to provide a service for that corporation, you want to do damn good at what you do. So make your paper. As you say, get the bag, make your money, do everything you need to do to get it done. So if it's not counting spend anymore from a diversity inclusion perspective, then you're just a good business. But be a good business, get the right people in your company, get the right products, that you need to get out to the market, buy the right equipment for it, the whole nine. Just be very competitive at that point. Oh, man. So now this is for a lot of companies, and it goes hand in hand. A lot of companies, and I'll say it like this because some of us tend to have amnesia, right? And what I mean by amnesia is like we forget there are some people who really helped you get to the next level or believe in you. And it may not have been the monetary thing that they put into your company, but it was the relationships they built for you to get to certain levels. Listen, stop playing. Acknowledge people that helped you. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm always saying, hey, it's nothing wrong with us speaking, saying hello to each other every morning or every day, or you see somebody, hey, how you doing? We got to get away from not doing those things because we don't talk to each other anymore, right? But don't forget about the people who helped you get to levels, other levels. Relationship capital is just as big as investment capital. If you got great relationships, sometimes you can go a lot of places with relationships. So don't forget who helped you. Acknowledge people, thank them, talk to them, let them know what's going on because they gave you a relationship that you didn't have. Oh, okay. Y'all hear me. Okay, I see. All right. So amnesia. People helped you, relationships. Don't forget about those who helped you get to another level by introducing you to other people that helped you get to another level. So be grateful, right? Be humble, but don't get amnesia and forget about the people that helped you. Seriously. I see this quite a bit, and it's sometimes it's sad, but it goes a long way just to say, man, I really appreciate you, helping me get to, such and such ABC person down in Indianapolis, Indiana, or, Phoenix, Arizona, man. I would never known him if it wasn't for you. So listen, work it out. Don't have amnesia. So that's the one thing that I'm definitely going to say. So PN Global News, we're on YouTube. We own a lot of social media platforms. We are definitely coming back to do a lot, and it's not just Rodney Woods by himself. It's a co-host and it's, subject matter experts. There are a lot of athlete entertainers that would be on the show, but from a business perspective, not coming to talk about the NBA playoffs or the NFL, playoffs. No. They're coming to share with you the things that they did to get to where they are outside of just being a celebrity athlete or a celebrity entertainer or a celebrity chef. A lot of things that got them there, but we need to share the wealth, right, from an education side to help so many others get to the next levels. And if this transfers into every city, state, municipality, or other countries, because now there's a lot of crossover. People want to be in the United States. And some of us, I think because we're managed administration, some of us saying, hey, I'm going to get out of here and go to another country. Cool. But you want to have some relationships. So I think you want to network a little bit before you try to jump ship and go somewhere else. But at the end of the day, it's all about, connectivity, relationships, being humble, being able to communicate, and talk to each other, share best practices, ideas, relationship capital is tough because everybody don't want to give you a relationship because it means something. There's a monetization for some people, and that's how they make money. And you got to understand that. That's just what it is. So Playbook Investors Network.com, PNCommunity.org, and then PN Global News. I'm your boy, Rodney Woods. I'll be back here every 2 weeks. We'll put out the date that we're coming back. We want to be worldwide to talk to everybody because I know we're very passionate about what we do. And it's time for all of us, and I truly mean all of us, no matter who you are, what label you carry, how much money you have, but it's time to really come together and do it together. We don't have to, be mad at the person across the street or your next door neighbor, who can help you, right? Let's just try to, I'm just preaching about, hey, let's try to get along. Let's talk to each other. Let's exercise exercise, get yourself together, get up, go play basketball, go run, go jog, go walk, do something. But take care of your health, because without your health, there's no you to take care of your business and your family, or your loved ones or your friends. So, hey man, let's turn it around. Let's turn this thing around. I know we can, but I'm so happy to be able to talk or expound on the things that I'm seeing on the day to day. And if it helps you out, I want it to help you, but also you got to want it just as much as I want it for you. So I'll be back soon. Your boy Rodney Woods, PN Global News. I want all of you to have a blessed day, a blessed every day, Monday through Sunday. And be happy when you wake up the next morning. You're going to do it again. But hey, in between the lines, do what you got to do. And when you close those eyes and wake up the next day, do it again. You might do it differently, but do it again and be blessed that you're here. So thank you so much for having me. PN Global News, your boy Rodney Woods. See you next week. All right. Bye-bye.